Welcome to Sunday Night Live from the world famous Mountaineer Cafe. And this is the Mountaineer Podcast, and where we celebrate our current athletes and honor our rich tradition of Madison County athletics for over the years. Thank you all for joining us. Please share and like us on social media and tell your friends about it. And also, tonight we're doing it on Sunday night, but most weeks we're here on Monday nights. We'd love for the community to come out and help support the Mountaineers. So our first guest for tonight is our athletic director, Mr. Tim Tryon. Tim, thank you for coming.
Yeah, thank you for having me. This is my second time on the podcast.
Second time. That's your second time.
Mm-hmm.
So we got a lot of things to talk about tonight. We have a lot of guests, and glad everybody's joining us. First thing let's talk about the Hall of Fame ceremony. We talked a little bit about Anna last week, and just tell us a little bit about the Hall of Fame.
Yeah. So the Hall of Fame, that seems like ages ago with the way this school year has been going. A lot of exciting things happening. But wow, a lot of work went into pulling off the Hall of Fame. Won't get into all the details about that, but I will say it was just a great event. I think if you weren't there this year, you're going to want to be there next year. It was a really special night celebrating some of our coaches and athletes who've come through Madison County. Miss Taylor, Miss Graham, Drew, everyone that was involved on the Hall of Fame committee put a lot of work into making the night very special. I think we went above and beyond what we thought was possible.
Yeah, I think it was a great event, and it really was done professionally. I mean, that was everything, the sound, the lighting, and the layout they had for the tables and the meal. It was really, also, it was a great thing. Great idea of having the student athletes out there serving water and beverages and stuff.
Yeah, it was great. I was so proud of our kids. They were just very professional throughout the whole night. I think some of the former athletes had a good time talking to the current athletes, and I know that our current athletes really enjoyed speaking with the Hall of Famers, hearing the stories about their time here in Madison, and like, Anna said it last week, and I'll say it again, it was just an extraordinary night all around.
Yeah.
Something that I know that inside the school, we're really proud of what we were able to pull off, and we'll definitely improve in some areas, but I think we did really well, and it'll only get better from there.
Yeah, this Madison is such a rich tradition of athletics over the years. I mean, so many different sports, so many state champions, so many contributors to that supported our high school sports over the years too. They mean a lot too. But it was great, and kudos to you and everybody involved. It was just a great job. This is a big week for Madison. I'm sure everybody knows out there. This is the T-Mobile game.
Yeah.
Go ahead. First of all, before we get into that, tell us about how this all started.
So T-Mobile last year started a contest where they reach out to small rural schools across the country and try and help them improve on their facilities, help them in other ways, and just get involved with those small communities. And I did not apply for it last year. I wasn't totally sure if it was legitimate or not. And then my buddy Matt Heiserman over in Strasburg texted me last year during the fall and said that they'd won the contest, and I was kicking myself in the butt, like, man, I should have applied. So I had the application ready to go on July 17th, sent the application in. We got approved. There were 2,176 schools across the country that had applied. And I think it was week 5, we found out we were one of the weekly winners for the first 8 weeks. So they select 450 schools to win $5,000. And then from those 450 schools, T-Mobile has chosen 25 to go on to the final round. And obviously, we're fortunate enough to be one of those 25 schools. I think it is a great testament to our school spirit, our community support. And it's been, we talked about the Hall of Fame earlier in the year, and now we're going through the T-Mobile stuff, and it's just been a great showcase of Madison County, who we are, where we've been, where we're going to go in the future, and everything in between. So, September 25th, we found out we were finalists, and since then, we've been pounding away trying to get as many votes as we can get. We still have a few more weeks. We're going to keep grinding away, trying to win the competition, and the winner gets a $1 million athletic facility upgrade, a weight room facility upgrade from Rob Gronkowski, and a couple of other cool little prizes.
So, how many schools applied for it nationwide?
2,176.
We're in the final 25.
Yes, sir.
And the only one in the state of Virginia, I believe.
Only one in Virginia, and I think we're one of only 4 or 5 on the East Coast.
That's incredible. I mean, again, that's a testament to Madison County.
Yes, sir.
And the support we have around here.
Absolutely.
Tell us a little bit about the game this week. What's going to be happening for that?
Yeah, T-Mobile's going to come out. They've given us some money for some free meal vouchers that we've been handing out and will continue to give out. They provided some money and some funds for free entry, not for everyone, but first 100 guests to the game Friday night will get in free. And then they'll have a mobile truck, which is really like a big van there with some games. They'll have a few tents set up, giving away some free items, and just going to try and generate a lot of excitement. I do anticipate we'll have a really big crowd for that night, and we'll do everything we do. We'll have the fireworks, we'll have the helmet and the smoke, and all the excitement that comes with a home football game in Madison County.
And it's also homecoming.
It's also homecoming.
That makes it even better. And it's the first home game we've had in several weeks.
Yes, sir.
So we have won 30,000. Is that correct?
35,000.
35,000
so far.
so
Yes, sir.
far.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. So it would really mean a lot to our county, not just the student athletes, but our whole county, to win this, put Madison County on the map. We've already put Madison County on the map with this, but to be able to pull through and win this, and the only way that we can do this is we have 13,000 people in the county. We need everyone's support to get out and vote on social media. And not only that, come to the game. Hey, you may not like football, who cares? Let's come to the game, support the community and the school.
Yes, sir. I think Friday night is going to be a really big night. I'm really looking forward to it. It's going to be a fun night. It's going to be a great game. I love watching our team play.
Yeah.
I think we're going to put up a lot of points, and I think we have a shot to win.
Yeah.
I feel really good about it. And then, I just think it's going to be a true testament of Madison County. I think it's going to be a great night. I'm looking forward to it a lot.
Yeah. So everybody, please support our school and come on out and support the Mountaineers for the T-Mobile game and the homecoming game. With that, so we have halftime festivities, the pregame festivities, fireworks. What else can you want to do on a Friday night?
Something, man.
Thank you, Tim.
All right, thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Take care.
All right. Next up will be Mr. Brandon Newts, who's the Madison County Offensive Coordinator. Also, Brandon is the wrestling coach. We'll talk a little bit about wrestling.
What's up, buddy?
Hey,
How are you?
all right. What do you got? Stick figures with that cartoon?
Oh, my son drew me a picture.
Oh, I thought you were going to read from that. Thank you for coming, Brandon.
Yeah, no problem, buddy.
So, the Lou Ray game, that was a tough one. One of the wildest high school games I've seen in a long time. I mean, we didn't come out on the winning end, but man, that was something else.
That's the games you want to be a part of. Like you want to come out on top, 100%. But the atmosphere, the following, the noise from behind our sideline. It was a small set of bleachers. They looked filled. They sounded filled.
Right.
It was great energy. It's the type of game that makes you happy as a coach. Your players get to be a part of. Makes you happy. You get to coach in. It's why we do it. It didn't bounce our way, but what an effort. I mean, our kids played their hearts out. Lou Ray's kids, kudos to them. They stepped up and played. They've really got a good football team. I thought it was two very good football teams playing. The records don't always say it, but that was a heck of a football game last night.
You know, I know that Green's our big rival, but I'm telling you what, Lou Ray's got to come in second. We played him for so many years straight. Yeah. And even when we weren't in the district, I still think we played each other. And it's always been a physical, tough game. And same thing Friday night. So you want to talk about some of the individual standouts in this game?
Yeah, I mean, the first standout I'm going to talk about, I'm a little biased. I coach the offensive line. I'm the offensive coordinator. Our O-line didn't give up a sack in this game, and that is a testament to their toughness and then just the focus we put in and time we put into our pass protection, because watching Lou Ray on film, they get after everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, they were getting pressure. It was, you can talk to the players. They'll tell you where I was nervous and what they could bring to the party, and the fact that we kept 12 upright when we can keep Aaron Fincham clean and keep him comfortable. Teams have a lot on their hands to deal with. So that O-line group, Avery, Settle, Reagan, Weekly, Tucker Dotson, JJ, Jonah. I mean, that group, and they played every snap. We didn't have to sub anybody in. That's a tough position and a tough night, and kudos to them, man. That was a heck of a performance. That's the stat you don't really get to see, but that was a stat in itself, keeping him upright all game against them.
And then looking at Lou Ray's record, I didn't realize this, but I looked up today, the most points prior to the Massey, they've given up all year was 27 points.
Oh, yeah. And then, like, East Rock played them, and in that East Rock game, the biggest thing was the amount of pressure. We scrimmaged East Rock, and they're talented up front. They had a good little quarterback, and it was just the pressure they got. East Rock could never really get anything going. So I thought our kids, our group up front, they really did a nice job. I joked with Larry one time last night because some of the stuff I was wondering if we were having time. I said, looked like Aaron started a fire back there. He got himself warm before he threw that ball. He had a good time. So I was very proud of that group. And then some of the individuals, Aaron Fincham, while we're talking about him, it was 401 pass yards. Last night he threw 4. He had 22 yards on the ground rushing. He was 18 of 33, which is 55% completion, and he had 1 interception, 4 touchdowns.
I'll tell you what, I think that was, in my opinion, his best game he's ever played on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, he definitely showed up. It was nice to be on his side, wasn't it?
See, I'll tell you one thing, he was a force on defense, making plays, and even when he didn't throw the ball, he was a lead blocker sometimes on the running plays, and along with that great offensive line play, him coming through there, he opened up some big holes.
Yeah, that's pretty selfless. Not many quarterbacks can you ask to say, we're going to direct snap it to you back, and I need you to get in there and make a block, but he does it. He's huge. And then C.J. Payne, it was a really nice game for him. He had 12 carries for 78 yards, 3 touchdowns on a night where we were airing it out a lot. He was that nice little staple of what we want to be. We want to be a on-the-ground team, but we're blessed with athletes. So C.J. did a really nice job in his role of just finishing out drives, getting those tough yards, and that's really good efficiency. When you go every back wants a 100-yard game, but when you only give them 12 carries, that gets tough.
Right.
So 12 carries for 78, 3 touchdowns was huge. Stephon Turner had another huge game. He's on a tear this season. What a kid. 6 catches, 158 yards, 2 touchdowns. That takes him to 10 touchdowns on the year, 574 yards total through 6 weeks. So he's on a mission, and it's looking pretty good right now.
On that crossing pattern, he is money.
Yeah.
He is dead ready on that crossing pattern. He gets that, he's
not
gone.
watched it yet.
I'm sorry.
And then Eli Myers, it's nice to have him back. He went down injured. He's kind of we call him a tight end. It's hard to tell what he really is, but he's a football player. And, getting him back now for 2 weeks, having 2 weeks in a row, it's been amazing. He had 6 catches for 209 yards, 2 touchdowns himself. All in all, the offense is 503 yards of total offense, 401 passing, 102 running, 1 turnover. And then the last point I had for you, Aaron Fincham he's at 1,300 passing yards, 1,321 to be exact right now, 14 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. The interceptions come, and I always feel bad because he gets, no quarterback likes to throw them, and a lot of times I got to kind of hold my hand up and say, I wanted to force that one in there, that one.
Yeah.
Some of those are on me. So, whenever you put it in there as much as we do, you're going to have those. But the resiliency is what I don't think the numbers show of the times we scored and how we scored, when we scored. Like, it was a very easy situation. We started out, we were down 12 to start that game. And then to take a 2-point lead into halftime, which could have very easily been a 3-score lead with the way the interception worked. The resilience of these kids. I'm really proud they're not letting a record define them. They're just playing hard each week. Nobody should be looking forward to us on the schedule.
How many times they get a punch in the mouth and they answer, they came right back.
Yeah, they threw it right back. That's the thing. It's not just taking the punch. We were throwing them back. And that was impressive to see. I really appreciate the kids for that.
So next week, Central Woodstock.
Yeah, it's a tough team. They're very good at what they do. They always have been. We're up for it. We're ready for it. We'll get a good week of prep in, and the atmosphere should help. We definitely home field advantage is a real thing this week, and we're gonna put our time in and make sure that we can exploit that whenever we can. I really like how we're gelling. I mean, the last 2 weeks we're almost 100 points scored in the last 2 weeks. You graduated a piece like Will Dickey, JB, Wyatt Tompkins, who didn't have a lot of numbers from last year, but did a lot of the dirty work inside the box from our offense of lead blocking and setting the tone. And I really do think we found an identity here and what we're going to be, and it's getting more fluid each week. So I hope we can just continue with some good momentum. Central's going to be ready to play. Rowney, their head coach, always does a great job getting those kids ready. They always bring it. They've been one of the top teams in the district / the region for a couple of years, and it's not by accident. They put a good product on the field. So it's our job to match it and make a run at going and beating them. But it should be a great football game Friday.
I'll tell you what, they're a good measuring stick between Strasburg and Central. You want to see how good you are, play against these other teams, but if you really want to see how good
that's usually the top of the stick too.
Yes, that's exactly right. If you can play with those guys, you can play with anybody.
Yes, sir. When the Bull Run District, you gotta love it. It's good football. It's good. I don't like to use the word old school, but it's good.
I'm gonna tell you,
it's good smash mouth physical football. It's a blessing to be a part of.
Over the last several years, the Bull Run District has improved tremendously from top to bottom. I mean, sometimes a little top heavy, a lot of weak teams, but it's really it's a lot of good football.
Yeah, this time of year, you've got to be ready to play.
Yeah.
You got to be ready to play.
Sure they will. Appreciate everybody who come out this week and help support the Mountaineers. T-Mobile game and the big homecoming game with Central. It would mean a lot to these kids for getting as many people there as we can to support them.
Yes, sir. Always nice.
So, on a different topic, while I got you here, let's talk about wrestling.
Let's talk about
Not wrestling, wrestling. We'll talk about wrestling later. But let's talk about your team coming up this year. Starts, it'll be here before you know it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the way any sport works now, you feel like you're always working and looking at it. But I'm really excited about it. We've got a couple seniors coming back. We got Tucker Dotson starting at the upper end at heavyweight. I mean, what a kid. He's grown from having to be behind a couple good heavyweights in his time being here, and then he took in that starter role last year as a junior, and I mean, he was very close, very, very close to a state berth, and he would have done really well down there. He got a little sickness, and he tried to battle through it, but he's going to be somebody to watch this year. You've got Hunter Watson coming back at either probably around 120, somewhere in there. We're not exactly sure where he's going to fall, but Hunter's definitely built himself into a force, and he's done the right things in the off seasons to make himself better, and I'm really excited to see what he does. You have Kermit Kelly coming back. He had 20 or 26, somewhere in there. Jonah Adams coming back, and I think that rounds out our group of seniors. I don't think I'm leaving anybody off of there. We have a one coming back, Landon Stringfellow. He had wrestled for me a couple of years, and then last year he didn't, but he's going to come back. So we'll have about 5, 6 seniors. You always get the surprise senior who wants to come out and try it. And then we have a pretty impressive little sophomore who's here with us tonight, and that's Juliette Lamb. And she was the first female state qualifier for now what I have to call the boys state tournament. It used to just be the state tournament. Now we have 2 different things. So I'm getting used to saying that. She's the first female qualifier in school history for the boys state. Had one of the most electric matches in the first round I've ever seen. The call wasn't up to me. I didn't agree with it, but it was what a match. And then in the girls' state, which was almost sanctioned last year, it's fully sanctioned now. It was a heck of a tournament.
So what do you mean by sanctioned?
So it's a great question. It was kind of up in the air. It was 100% real last year. And then there's some stuff up in the air, but this year it's its own. I don't know how the VHSL works. I don't know explain it. This year it is actually, Tim, can you help me out with that?
Yeah, it's fully sanctioned.
It's fully sanctioned. Last year was considered.
It was like probation.
It was probation, but it was its own thing. It was its own state tournament, and
Right.
what I like about it and what's impressive about it is it's one. It's no Division I, Division II, Division III, Division IV. It's the state tournament.
Right.
So it was huge. It was a great atmosphere. It's a quality tournament, and this young lady went and got third place in it after she had the defending state champs on the rope, the state champ on the ropes in the quarterfinals. I can let her give you a little bit more to it. I don't want to spoil it all, but
As a freshman.
as a freshman, had the two-time defending state champ on the ropes in the quarterfinals. Wrestled a heck of a match. Didn't go our way, and with anybody familiar to wrestling, that puts you in what's called the blood rounds, where you're fighting for your life the rest of the tournament, and it's not just to get on the podium; it's to avoid elimination. And she ran 4 matches in a row, and they were all majors until the final one in the third place match, where she beat a really tough senior to take third place and to get herself on our all-state wall. You have to be top 3 in an individual sport to get on the all-state wall, and she did that as a freshman.
Yeah. Well,
She's a blessing to have. Just the work ethic. She's a blessing.
excuse my language, but if you're a daughter of a dairy farmer, you know you're going to be a badass.
I'm lucky to have.
Let me tell you something, buddy. There's no easy life. That's tough. And if that will toughen you up, nothing will. This wrestling's a breeze, man. Coming after you'll be on the dairy farm. But thank you, Brandon. That's a good segue, because we'll get her to come in next.
Awesome.
Juliet Lamb.
Thank you, Jerry.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate it, Brandon. And man, Juliet, thanks for coming out. So, wow, that's a great introduction right there. You ready for this?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, tell me about growing up in Madison. How about wrestling? How did you get started? Let's tell me about it.
So I actually didn't start wrestling until 8th grade. I started in it with my older brother. He was a big role model for me.
Yeah.
I always went to his tournaments, and I remember it was in Monticello High School. He was in a little youth league, and I was like, "Hey, Dad, can I wrestle?" He was like, "No, it's a boy sport." And then 8th grade, 7th grade, I played basketball, and he was like, "You're 3 foot. This is not going to be working out for you." 8th grade, he really pushed me to try out wrestling, so I tried it out, and I was able to be on the team with my older brother his senior year, and I really fell in love with it.
Well, that's incredible. We just had Tylee Coates here a couple weeks ago, and she's a pioneer in girls' sports in Madison, playing football and being a kicker, and not only being just a kicker, she's an excellent kicker. Now we got you coming in for wrestling. You're a pioneer. You won't know this now, but years from now, you'll look back, and when everyone's talking about the first great girls wrestler in Madison County, we're going to mention you. So what's your goals this year for Madison wrestling?
It's a very challenging goal, but I would really like to be a state champion this year. I have a setback, though, right now with a shoulder injury, and I'm working back to be able to wrestle again.
Yeah. So what's some of your favorite memories from last year? Brandon was just talking about your big match.
Well, one of my favorite matches was right before the third place match. I wrestled one of my competitors, Caitlin, and she was from Orange County.
Yeah.
And she beat me in regionals, and I beat her one time before, so it was a back and forth, and I was able to beat her and major her. That was one big victory.
Yeah.
That really was a big one.
That's awesome. Now, what would you this year?
She's a senior this year.
She's a senior this year. So you're a freshman going up as a junior.
Yes, sir.
That's awesome. I'm so proud of you and what you've done for Madison Wrestling. Put Madison Wrestling on the map, man. I mean, you're making Brandon be like some genius out here. Brandon does a great job. I mean, how has Coach Dukes helped you in wrestling?
He's really, really helped me. When I have rough practice days, he's right there by my side pushing me.
Yeah.
he really helps me with my offense and really drills that. He, at the end of the year last year, he really drilled with me, doing top moves and keeping them down. Forgot the name of it. It was, I don't know, spiral ride. That really helped me out, keeping my third place match down.
Well, that's awesome. I mean, Brandon's very energetic, don't you think? He gets after it, and then he's doing it for the right reasons. And it's such an honor for you to come out here today. Next time you come in, you'll be state champion, correct? That's right. That's what I want to hear. So, thank you so much for coming.
Thank
out.
you.
Thank you so much. Let's give a big round of applause. Thank you. Next up, number 69 in your program, number 1 in your heart, Mr. Reagan Weekly.
How are you, Jerry?
How you doing, sir? Thank you for coming.
Yes, sir.
You know, last week we tried to give some love for our offensive linemen, and this week give some love for you. Oh, did you ever come off the field Friday night?
Only on kickoff and kick return.
That's impressive, man. I mean, I was really proud of your effort, and you guys are doing such a great job this year on the offensive line. I mean, it's probably one of the best offensive lines we've had in years, I think.
Yeah, it's a good group.
It is. So growing up in Madison, playing football, how did that? Did you play youth football?
I actually only played youth football for 1 year.
1 year?
Yeah, I only played for one. I think, if I remember correctly, what's my coach's name?
Coach Johnson.
Yeah, Todd was a coach.
Oh, the Todd father.
I'm trying to think of the other guy's name. I can't remember his name.
That's all right.
But yeah, I played 1 year, and I remember Dad had always like pushed me to try new things. I know at one point like soccer was an idea, but football was also one as well. When I tried in my 8th grade year, I kind of fell in love with it, and it's been something that's stuck with me ever since.
Did you ever play any other sports?
I had played youth basketball, but as far as high school sports, I've only played football.
Football. That's good. So, your football career, you've been on the varsity since your 10th grade, correct?
Yes, sir.
So, tell us a little about what's some of your memorable moments in Madison football where you've been playing.
One of my favorite moments is that we've, ever since I've been a part of the team, that we beat Greene County for the last 5 years.
Everybody says that.
It's definitely electrifying.
That's great. That's great.
It is.
This year, what are your goals this year for the team?
I'd really like to go back to the playoffs and try to make a playoff run this year. It would be really exciting to do, especially with it being my senior year. It's definitely something I'm really looking forward to.
I mean, yeah, I know last year at beating Clark over there, and that was a huge upset. And I'm sure that was something a moment you'll never forget.
Yes, sir.
How big a part is you can support? We want to talk about your family a little bit. About your family, your mom and dad and everything been there to support you.
They've been there. They've been there every step of the way. My sister, she cheers. She's on the cheer team. She's been doing varsity cheer for I think 3 years now. And she's always been at every single game, and mom and dad have as well whenever they are able to. And they've just always been there to push me to do my best and to not give up and just to keep going. I know there's been times where things have been rough, and they've just kept me going on the right track and keep pushing me to be better.
Yeah, I love your mom and dad, even though they beat me in a dance competition. Don't hold that against them.
Yeah, that's the star trophy. It sits on the shelf.
Does it have like a light on it, like a spotlight on it?
Surprisingly not. It sits up there on the shelf in the office.
So what future goals after school, what do you want to do?
I want to go down to Nashville, Tennessee, and attend Lincoln Tech to be a diesel mechanic.
I thought you were going to say be a country singer first. So that's a good hobby, good job to get into. That's great. Well, we really appreciate you coming out. I know your dad's not going to admit this, but he is a big wrestling fan. A wrestling fan.
He was always a big Hulk Hogan fan. He was really upset.
Yeah, brother. So who's your favorite wrestler?
I really like The Undertaker.
Yeah.
I really like the Undertaker coming up.
Well, that's great. Keep up the good work, and look forward to watching you Friday night. It's going to be a lot of fun. Hopefully get a big crowd out there, and
Yes,
go
sir.
Mountaineers. Thank
Yes,
you,
sir.
Reagan. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. And before we bring our next guest on, I want to talk about, really want to thank Drew and Lauren for hosting this every time. Mountaineer Cafe. Come in, they're open from 7 to 2 every day. They do breakfast and lunch. It's awesome food, great atmosphere, and they really appreciate everybody to come out and support them. Now, before our next guest come on, I want to give a little description about this. Kids nowadays don't realize this, but Madison football was on the radio for years. Before social media, before computers, the only way we were able to find out about the games was Madison football on the radio with these two guys. They might not know this, but they're part of the Madison lore and will always be. Mr. Rod Ballard and Dave Norfolk, come on down. Thank you guys for coming out here.
Thanks for having us, Mary.
I'll slide over here. Here, I'll move the helmet so everybody can see. It really is crazy to think about it. I mean, back then, I think Louisa still does it, but every local school around here had the games on the radio. And the funny thing about Madison was, Culpeper was not, and we were on the Culpeper radio station. I don't know how that, tell me how this all came about.
Well, it started in 1983, and somebody at WCUL, WCBA had the idea to put Madison on the radio because Madison at the time was riding high.
Yeah.
They were going to the state championship a lot, and it was the heyday of Madison football.
Right.
And they wanted to make some money on top of that, so they're like, let's capitalize on this. So they contacted a friend of mine, Paul Freifeld, who was the original play-by-play guy for Madison football for 1 year.
Oh, really?
He was a good friend of mine. He's like, hey, you want to do my color commentary? I'm like, well, I've never done it before, but I'll give it a try. And so that's how the whole thing got started. People at Culpeper Radio just decided to put it on the radio, and it took off from there.
It's crazy because you guys weren't even from Madison or never been to a game, nothing before, had you before?
Dave and I are from 2 counties away.
We're from Albemarle, although my wife was teaching in Madison.
Okay.
And when I was living in Madison, but one thing that Rod didn't mention, I think, is the tremendous support from the local businesses in Madison County.
Oh, yeah.
That's why the radio station wanted to do it, because they could sell the ads.
It sold out like
Exactly.
that, and it did the whole time. I think it got to the point where there was like a pecking order, and there was a wait list for businesses to get on Madison football because it was that popular. And again, you have to understand how popular high school sports on the radio was back then.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, I can remember people not going into the games and sitting in the car and listen to you guys and watching the game from the outside the stadium with the fence.
I think Eddie was a little skeptical in the beginning for that exact reason. I thought he felt like it was going to cost him some people in the stands. But after it got going, I think he kind of, in his own way, warmed up to it and saw the advantage of it.
Yeah, speaking of Coach Dean, I mean, what a legend he is in Madison sports. You want to talk a little bit about Coach Dean?
I guess everybody listening to this podcast knows about Coach Dean, knows Coach Dean, knows of him, but I mean, what a Hall of Fame coach, 37 years, and he was always the same. I've interviewed him after big wins and crushing defeats, and he was always exactly the same.
Never too high, never too low.
Nope.
We were talking about earlier about why we think that Madison was so successful under Coach Dean for all those years. Some of the reasons I think he made it so the players wanted to participate, they wanted to play.
Yeah.
And so if you had a good athlete in school, he wanted to play football.
Right.
he threw the ball, and his offensive scheme was so much further advanced than anybody they played against.
Well, everybody was running the veer and the option. We
Right.
was using the pro style offense.
And then the other two other points were, one is you never knew what he was going to do at any time. He would pull something out of his hat that you never saw before
That's right.
and do it. And the last one was he had an uncanny ability to put the right player in the right position on the field.
I mean, people don't talk about this, but his halftime adjustments were legendary. I mean, we'd be flat in the first half, and he would switch people around, do something different. Always made adjustments at halftime. He was a master of that, the halftime adjustments.
I'll add one more. He got more people involved in the game. Madison was very famous for playing 11 on offense and 11 different guys on defense at a time when, because of the size of the average single-A roster, it was nothing to see 8, 9, 10 guys playing both ways. That was very commonplace. But Madison, they had 11 guys on offense and 11 different guys on defense. They'd throw a star out there on defense every once in a while in crunch time, but
I remember Tony Arrington,
yes.
state game, they put him in nose guard or something like that. Or
Carlton Johnson famously knocked away the 2-point conversion in the state championship game, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's crazy. All those memories and stuff. I mean, and also I know how much you guys meant to Coach Dean, because I know that for this Hall of Fame ceremony, I was surprised to see you there. He invited you guys to come.
I was surprised to see me there too.
Yeah, I mean, I want to just remind everybody that the Deans, Ann and Eddie, they welcomed us.
Yeah.
We went to their house after the game for the party. I mean, every time anything happened, we were invited. It made us really feel part of the program. And I just want to say one thing. I had a ball doing it. I mean, it was the highlight of every Friday night. We looked forward to it. We were studying during the week to see who's going to make the playoffs and all that stuff. It was great. It was great fun.
Well, you guys were a part of the Madison team, really, because everybody wanted to listen to the games on the radio. They met a lot of people for that. And it's such. I wish you'd come back.
Well, I was going to add there, we would have done the games for free, although we practically did them for free anyway.
Yeah,
By the time you paid the gas money and got something to eat, you were about breaking even. So.
Yeah.
I can remember one time that I rode with Rod to Bath County. He knows the story I won't tell. And I was riding in the backseat of the car. And Bath County's what, 2.5 hours?
About 2-hour drive,
Yeah, every bit of it. We were riding down there, listening to the radio. I got down there halfway down the road, close to Bath County. I go, man, this is the greatest radio station I've ever heard in my life. I ain't heard a bit of static. And we listened to the same station the whole time. Ron looks at me and said, "It's a satellite radio, you dummy." I ain't never heard of this. It's the first time I ever heard of satellite radio when I was riding with you.
This is your introduction to
That's my introduction to
XM
satellite.
radio.
Yeah.
Well, welcome to the 21st century.
So what are some of you guys' favorite memories of calling the games over the years?
You got to start with Luray. We could do a whole show on Luray. Luray did not have a press box for a long time.
Oh, yeah.
They got one now.
And you had one of those combination baseball, football field stadiums.
The old wooden grandstands that used to have? Yeah, that's not there no more.
We did games all over that field, depending on where they put our phone line. The most famous was they put the line in the visitors' grandstand. We sat there in the middle of Madison fans and did the game. We had our equipment on our lap. We had our paper and stat sheet on our lap. And let me tell you, that whole game, nobody from Madison did anything wrong the whole game. Because their mom or dad or cousin would have been sitting right behind you or in front of you. So if they missed a pass, they lost it in the lights or whatever. But
They still, I think the coaches were there Friday night and they're up in the stands. I don't think they had much, they were press box, it's tiny.
We one year we sat on top of the baseball grandstand. Luray had a baseball field with the old
You climb up a ladder and go through a trap door.
Yeah, covered bleachers. We sat with our legs dangling about 25 feet off the ground, and the field was a good ways away. There was a lot of guesswork that night.
Had no binoculars?
No binoculars.
Page County had a platform up on 4 telephone poles, and when you got up there, it kind of rocked back and forth a little bit.
Yeah.
Moorfield, West Virginia was right next to the stockyard. You could hear the cattle lowing.
That's the only game we did outside of the state was Moorfield.
Yeah, I remember that. We played them, I think, 2 years.
Yeah.
It's great. You guys actually risked your life to call high school football.
We did. No hazard pay, nothing. Steve Sheridan ripping his shirt off in the middle of the field to
At Fluvanna.
protest a call. The Fluvanna coach, Steve Sheridan, was there for a long time. Yes, he ripped it off like Hulk Hogan. You guys were talking about wrestling earlier. I wish there was a video of this, and I'm not kidding. It was, it was one of these coaches' shirts. It wasn't like a Hulk Hogan shirt that's really easy, made to be ripped off. He had to really get into that thing and just tore it completely off. He was so mad over some call. But
Yeah, I mean, there was some great memories
Yeah.
of Madison and Wayne Monroe.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, year after year after year, Madison dominated William Monroe, and every once in a while they really thought they were good, and they were going to beat Madison that year, but it never seemed to work out.
The year they won the state championship,
Yeah,
their only loss was to Madison.
one of the only times I got in trouble on the air was at that game because at halftime, Madison was up either 28-0 or 35-0, and from the press box you could see the traffic on 29. Well, you could see all the car lights heading out. They were heading out and heading down 29. And I made the comment, innocently enough, it looks like a funeral procession. And the station got some calls about that. But it was Monroe, so who cares?
Yeah, that was crazy. I mean, I think the week before they beat Lunenburg, I think, the week before they played Madison, like
Yeah.
they were number one in the state. They beat
Yep.
them. And they for sure knew they were going to come up here and kill Madison, and it ended up being no way around. So yeah, you guys also call a lot of like playoff games and memorable games too.
Well,
Talk about that.
I started in '83, Dave started in '89, and then we went to '02. But I call the '83 state championship game against Perry McClure.
That's 84,
'83.
83, okay. Yeah,
82 was Powell Valley.
Yes,
that
that's
was
right.
the year before us.
That's right.
83 was Perry McClure.
That's right.
They lost that one. Then we called 3 state championship
yeah, and
games.
lots of playoff games.
Lots of playoff games. '89 game against Appalachia up at Madison.
That's crazy to think about it now that we actually had a state championship game at Madison.
At Madison. Yeah.
And that place was packed.
Yeah, it was.
Was that the one where it had rained so much before we were all out there with blowers?
That was King and Queen.
King
That
and
was
Queen. That was a snow game.
It was the semifinal game the week before.
Yeah, that was the game we had to go out there, and I was part of that. We went there to shovel out snow off the field.
Yeah.
And everybody we brought a bunch of blowers, backpack blowers
Yeah.
and stuff trying to dry out the field. It really wasn't dry, but
And this is crazy. I'm pretty sure we won that game 12-0. I cannot remember where I put
King
my
and
shoes.
Queen.
When I go home, I can't remember where I set my shoes down, but I can remember about Mountaineer sports from 30, 40 years ago. How is that? But yeah, that was a big game. And then, did you guys call the Ricky Bailey game? We had Tracy
Yeah.
Doors here a couple weeks ago. You have to listen to that one.
Yeah.
I'm talking about, but I think it was Central.
Ricky Bailey was Central Painter in
Yeah.
'82. That was the year before us.
Right. Okay.
Me, the year before. Yeah.
Yeah, that was a big game too.
Yeah. The King and Queen game, the game that was the field was a mess. Was they had a guy named Ronnie Harvey who had set a whole bunch of records.
he had run for like 3,000 yards or something.
Yeah.
And they said, oh, he was so good. A lot of the teams just quit at halftime and
Yeah,
everything.
yeah.
It wasn't quite that way here.
No, not quite.
And remember the old press box, the old cinder block press box you guys were
Yeah.
broadcasting from.
Yeah.
Um,
You guys got that newfangled thing now.
You know what? I'd rather have a cinder block. I can see that cinder block.
I agree.
It's it was awful cold up there. I can tell you that.
Well, it was hot in there sometimes when
Yeah.
early in the season when it was hot out, and the cinder block soaked up the heat and held it.
But that big window, man, the wind come blowing through there, it was cold.
We did the last 2 state championship games. We did Powell Valley in '98, and of course we did Floyd in '99. And we were just talking before we went on about those 2 games, and we felt like about the best game we ever saw Madison play was against Powell Valley in '98 when they lost. Because Powell Valley had Julius Jones, who of course went on to play in the pros at Notre Dame and all that. And Madison hung right with those guys. The interesting fact about that game was they had all seniors, and almost all of them were holdbacks.
Right.
And we figured it out. The average age was like 18.2 years old for Powell Valley and like 16.7 for Madison, and that's a massive difference
Yeah.
when you're talking about high school kids.
Yeah.
And Madison hung right with them.
Yeah, I was reading up when Coach Phil Robbins at Powell Valley was. I think he won 7 state championships. He just recently passed away. And a lot of stuff I was reading online, they said that team was their best team, one of the best teams ever.
Yeah.
They ever had that.
Yeah.
And they had another kid, the tight end. I believe his last name was Warren. He went on to play at Wake Forest.
Yep.
They were loaded.
They were
big.
loaded for bear for sure.
And I'll tell you what, I know Julius Jones wanted to play at Notre Dame, and for the Cowboys, I don't think he had much of a Ray McKirkland. I mean, he didn't run as hard as Ray McKirkland, I can tell you that. Let's talk about that. Some of the memorable players you can remember over the years.
You got to start with Raymond, right? You got 5,000 and some career yards. Seemed like 1 million touchdowns, and my gosh, he ran over a lot of people. He looked for contact.
Yeah.
He would much rather run over you than run around.
It reminds me of the Scatterbo from the Giants. I mean, he just looks for people to run over. He's on a wide open field. He's going to hit somebody and run over. And I never remember, but never forget, at Riverheads one time, he hit this one guy in the chest, and the guy fell back flat on his back, and Raymond stepped on his chest and kept on going.
Yeah.
I mean, he just trucked him. It's so many players. I mean, any others?
Tony Arrington, Kevin Arrington.
Yeah, those two, when they played together, I think Tony was a year older than Kevin.
Yeah. Yeah.
And man, they were.
Paul Porter was on those teams. He was a great player.
Yeah, I remember. Now, do you remember the Orange game we played over there? I think we kind of beat them that year. It was a really close game when Tony and Paul played. It was at Orange.
Right.
Yeah, I think Madison won it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was one of the few times we beat them.
We'll go back to the 90.
Kicked the 40-yard field goal. The one that punt pass and kicked.
Oh, Donald Dodson.
Dodson.
Yeah.
Donald Dodson. We'll go back to the 98-99 team, Juan Brown.
Yes.
I think he often gets overlooked in that conversation because Raymond was so great, but Juan provided great balance for those teams.
He
You
did.
know, he was such a deep threat, and he was all state. He returned kicks. He was really good.
I don't know what the current stats are, but I think at one time he was an all-time leading pass receiver for Madison.
I think he was.
I
Yeah.
mean, he was. Yeah. He was definitely a deep threat. It really actually helped the running game of Raymond because it stretched the field open. So they couldn't just gang up and tackle on Raymond. You had to watch one too.
On defense, I mean, they had some great players on defense. Keith Johnson, Curtis Gordine. Remember Timmy Clemmer?
Timmy Clemmer.
Timmy Clemmer. He later worked for me on the farm, and I mean, that was one tough little nut right there.
I mean, he played nose guard, and he wasn't big as a cake of soap, but man, oh man, he could play. He just passed away several years ago. But he was something else, man. He was tough. He's like, you talk about a country boy and being tough.
Yeah.
That was Timmy Clemmer.
Let's go back to Curtis Gordine for just a second. That's one of my favorite stories.
Yeah, go ahead.
Somehow, some way, I found out that Curtis Gordine had, at one point against Luray, he intercepted 3 passes in one game and returned 2 of them for touchdowns. One of them was 90 yards. He got the clip he got from our broadcast, and he put it on his telephone, and that was his ringtone. It may still be. Who knows? So if you were standing next to Curtis in the grocery store and his phone rang, you would hear Dave and I call him running a 90-yard interception back for a touchdown.
I don't know if we could hear that if I played it right now, but that was.
Give it a shot.
You sound like Chris Berman there. He could go all the way.
That's about a 4th generation recording, so it sounds like I'm
Yeah, I mean,
gargling while I'm
Somebody recorded. We never recorded anything.
Yeah.
We never recorded a single thing. So whoever recordings you hear, somebody else recorded it off the radio.
So we hope to put some of them out here soon because we got your tapes.
Right.
I think Drew already has one. We need to go ahead and put them out there. Some of the games, I know you have one of the Appalachia game, Floyd.
Yep, Floyd, and I think the Perry McClure game is on one of those tapes.
Okay.
I think that's probably going to break the second you press play because it's been in my shed forever. But we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see if we can get
So, you know, a game that I always often think about, Rod, you'll have to help me refresh my memory. At Lunenburg, they were at Lunenburg.
in the rain.
The goal line
In the
stand.
goal line
Oh,
stand,
yeah.
Lunenburg ran the same play for like
No.
10 plays in a row.
They ran the same kid 14 times in a row. I know that sounds
And
impossible.
they marched straight down the
but-
field till they got to the goal line, and then it was 4th and 1 or something.
Yeah.
And I think Madison won 7-6 or 7-0 or
Yeah,
something.
I
It was 7-0.
I was right there at the goal line. I remember that.
7-0. I remember Brad Page had a big stop. Freddie Harris
Yeah.
had a big play. Wow. The rest of the
Yeah, I
names
mean-
escape me.
I mean,
Drees Ellis was on that team.
One
I
thing
know.
I'd like to say is that if we don't mention your name, it's not because you weren't that good, it's because we can't remember everybody.
We're old.
yeah, those wars that Eddie had with Chippy Chapel and Lunenburg, I mean, they
Yeah.
they were powerhouses, man.
There were some great rivalries. You know, they had a back and forth with Powhatan for a number of years.
Yeah.
You know, we beat them in the playoffs one year. They beat us the next year. Lunenburg was a good one.
Yeah.
You know, of course, you had your Orange and Culpeper while, you know, they were still playing those teams back then before they stopped, but there were always some good border wars there.
I mean, you take Orange and Culpeper, and we played them the first of the year. And the rest of the schedule was a cakewalk.
Exactly.
You played them, I mean, he toughened you up. I mean, that's,
Yeah.
and Eddie did that on a reason. That was one of the things, the masterful thing he did, and he put that schedule out. And he had us ready for when we come to district time.
Right. Toughen you up.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he had some, I mean, I think the one year, was it 99, we won the state championship, we lost for the first 3 games.
Yeah.
To Spotsylvania, Orange and Culpeper, I believe.
I believe so, yeah.
And then he won the rest of the run all the way through after that.
Right. The Group A teams didn't seem so tough.
No. And that's back when you had only 3 classifications, not like it is now.
Right.
6 classifications.
Right.
Yeah, that's crazy. So, you know, you guys, I mean, you've met a lot to these people in Madison. They remember us older people. All the hard work and you did over the years, we really appreciate it. And we really thank you for coming out tonight for this. It's been really nice to talk about all these old memories and stuff, and hope we get you to come back again. We need to talk you into Tim, make this happen. We need these guys to be able to come back and call games again from Madison.
We love it.
Now, we wouldn't want to put you in the bleachers somewhere. And we've upgraded now. We have internet. You don't have to use the telephone line anymore.
Oh, man.
No more modems.
It'd be nice and warm up there for them.
Yeah.
That was always fun. Where are they going to put our telephone line? Back in the day, kids, you had to call the phone company every away game and have them go send a guy out to the stadium and install a phone line and hope and pray that he put it in the right spot.
Then you had to find
And if
when
it
you
was
got there.
Luray, God knows where it would be.
And then you had to go find it when we got there, try to figure out where it was. But
Yeah, the only game we didn't get on the air ever, I did like 225 games over the years. One we didn't go there, it was in Orange. They put our phone line in the gym. We couldn't overcome that. We didn't have enough wire. We didn't have quite enough wire. Nope.
Wow, that's crazy. And it's really crazy about thinking how technology's come since then. The last game was Eddie's 300th win.
Eddie's 300th win. That was a planned thing. I think WJMA had us. We were pretty much done because we went from WCVA for 1 year to CUL. Then we went to WJMA. Then we were actually on Madison Public Access for a couple of years.
Yeah.
And then, we were just kind of wandering in the desert. We were down to where we like, we're gonna have to do the game on CB radio if it
Oh,
kept on going.
So many of these local radio stations were bought up by big conglomerates, and they weren't interested
Yeah.
in doing local programming. They used a lot of computerized stuff.
I believe Louisa may be the only local team that
Yeah.
still does it on the radio. I don't think anybody else does it at all anymore. It's really a shame.
It is.
'Cause
Back to your question, it was the beginning of the 2002 season, and Eddie was at 299 wins. And I think the deal was WJMA said, hey, well, we're going to put the games on the radio until he wins his 300th, and then you old dudes go get lost. We're done. So, and they won their first game in overtime against Central Woodstock in overtime.
Yeah.
And I remember the name of the kid that scored the winning touchdown, Brandon Dean. Wherever you are, you scored the winning touchdown.
That was your last touchdown call.
Yeah, that was it. That was it. A 1 yard run.
Yeah.
And that was it.
Wow. Well, you know what? It's been a great treat for you guys to come. Really appreciate it. Anything else you'd like to add?
I had a ball, that's all I can say. I mean, and everybody in Madison's been so gracious and so nice to us. And it was great to go to the Hall of Fame banquet the other night and saw so many people I hadn't seen for a while. Everyone just was so nice through the years. We couldn't have had a better experience.
Maybe you'll be in the Hall of Fame one day. You never know.
I've always considered myself an honorary Madisonian.
Yeah.
And I always thought if I was got a speeding ticket going down 29 in Madison, maybe the trooper would be an old Madison player. Who knows?
Instead of the Hall of Fame, they give you the gold jacket. We'll give you a royal blue jacket.
There you go. There you go.
Well, thank y'all so much for coming. Really appreciate you guys tuning in.
Thank you, Jerry.
Thank you, Dave. Rod. Thank you, Dave. Thank you all for coming and supporting us, people over here. And we'll be back next Monday. Okay. Thank you all. Appreciate it.